What does it take to make $5,000 a day day trading? Today in Young Money Investments, we are going to be talking about how I made $5,000 today, what chart patterns I look for, what setups I look for, and how I was able to execute and make $5,000 today. Let's get it in Young Money Investments. Hey everybody, welcome to Young Money Investments. In today's video, we're going to be talking about my two trades that ended up netting me a total of a little over $5,000. I was able to make this on ticker symbol OBLN as well as ticker symbol BIOC. So these two tickers were ones that I actually had to swing overnight. I did not just make it during a one-day period, but I want to go over the chart patterns and the things that I looked for in order to make so much money. So let's roll into it. So anytime, everyone always asks me, I want to see post your profits, post your profits, post your profits. So here is my profits from today. So I ended up closing out my positions on BIOC as well as OBLN. I ended up having a 5,000 share position on BIOC, which netted that $950. And then OBLN, which was a 6,700 share position. Yes, that was a big position. And that ended up netting me a total of $3,953, which I closed all today right before market open. So I got out, didn't actually end up holding those or trading those during market hours, which if I would have, BIOC tanked all the way down to $1.09, I would have made a lot more money on that. And OBLN traded pretty much consistent. It wouldn't have saved me or made me any more money if I would have held and traded OBLN today. Previously, yesterday, I also traded OBLN, ended up closing out 3,000 shares. That was a day trade for about $1,000 profit. OTLK, I closed out for another 820. I think BIOC just for some little gainers here and there. So that was yesterday. Eva's been doing really great as well. This was for yesterday, being able to close out and make some good profits. She trades a little bit more than I do. My style is kind of to like really pick the pattern, but at the end of the day, you need to follow and do what your style of trading is best for you. So taking a look at the charts here, these are the two ticker symbols that I ended up getting into, and I want to pull these up and show these on the 180-day chart. So the reason why I like looking at the 180-day chart first off is because it shows what pattern these companies are and what they are doing. If you notice, both BIOC as well as OBLN, they have a consistent downtrend pattern. So this is a pattern right here that I look for in stocks. I'm looking for this pattern right here where it comes down, because this shows that it's a descending pattern. This company isn't like, you know, just had some bad news and it's going to continue uptrending because it's a good company. It's got solid fundamentals. It's got, you know, a lot of cash on the books. No, these companies, these ones that we are shorting right now, guys, are companies that are not profitable. They're not usually good companies. They're usually shady. They're just usually not good companies. And this is what proves it. I mean, if you pull up OBLN, probably on the 3-year chart, it consistently is needing more and more money, and it's just bleeding. Like, it is not a good long-term investment. Would you invest in this thing long-term? No, you would not. This is just not a good long-term investment. So I always look for the long-term outlook on these stocks, and I take a look at the 180-day chart and I go, okay, this is a good sign. It's a good sign that it's shown that it has spiked previously and it faded down. Spiked previously, faded down. Spiked again, faded down. And if you notice these spikes here that they have, I always like to notice and see how much percent these companies have trended up at their very peak. This one was 115, almost 116, 117% on that spike. Again, these are going to be a little bit smaller as well. That's going to be about a 31% spike. So when I get shorting these companies, you know, this spike was a very large spike. I mean, this one right here was a 300% spike. This was a big spike for this company, relatively speaking, you know. So I knew, though, overall this was not going to run up any higher than what my account value could handle. So for OBLN, I knew even if I got in, you know, right here at like 135, 140-ish, even if this thing kept running up, I could continue to add, because this wasn't going to be a company that runs to $72. Like, this isn't a low float stock. It's a company that consistently has offerings and then fades down. So for example, with OBLN, what happened, looking here at the 5-day, 5-minute chart, you can see we started out here at 37 cents, had a run up this first day, came up. This is where I actually ended up making my first profit 2 days ago on OBLN, was shorting this run right here and then covering 3,000 shares right in here. That's where I made that first $1,000 or so. And then I still held some, but continued to add into this position right up in here. So obviously I continued to add it up into this area right here at a $1.49. Definitely didn't get in and up here. I just wasn't working. At that point I was knocking doors. So I wasn't able to actually get into this stock and add more shares to it. This company has had a long history of doing offerings. Now, offerings and share dilutions will make the stock tank, because then they're undervaluing and they're devaluing, not undervaluing, they're devaluing the price of this stock. And so that's exactly what happened. If you take a look here at OBLN, it was trading up here. It had an offering and it tanked down here to 67, 63 cents a share. And that is where I ended up covering OBLN for that profit of about $4,000. So that was a really nice trade. And those are the things that I look for, is companies that have had offerings. A lot of these are offerings that happen. The company spikes up, the company needs money from different private investors as well as other financial institutions that will give them more funding for a discounted share price, basically. And then when the share price is discounted, it means that all the investors that are invested at a higher price, their shares are now really worth a lot less in the public side and in pretty much everyone's eyes. So again, BIOC, another company that has had this consistent history of just spike and tank, spike and tank, spike and tank. So BIOC was another one that if you take a look here on the 5-day, 5-minute chart, you're gonna see that BIOC had a very nice run to it. And you can see it started out here at 78 cents. It ran, I think I probably started shorting somewhere in here, and then ended up holding into this. Still held through this, ended up covering some, I believe, this day. Ended up holding through yesterday because it really just traded sideways. And that sometimes will happen, and then ended up actually covering, like I said, at market open. I really should have covered a little bit lower, and I probably would have made another $500 or so. Maybe $300 to $400 or so if I would have actually been able to hold on to this short here. So kind of stupid job on my part. I should have held a little bit longer, but hey, life is such. You don't always get the perfect entry, perfect exit, but you do make a ton of profit on these. So this is the kind of setup that I look for. You have to be patient. You have to understand that you might have to pay overnight locate fees. Those are expensive. With Trade Zero America, you are going to be paying a 7x for your first night in your locate fees and 1x for every single following night. So that will eat into your profits, but companies like this, you know, are going to be tanking eventually, and that is what we could see here on the chart pattern. So this was something that I looked for. You have to have the account that can handle this. Again, one of the things I look for in swing trading a company like this is, I mean, look at that parabolic spike. Like, you know, this can't last for forever, especially getting up into here. I mean, I knew it could run up here to the 260s. Making sure, if you are going to hold a company, that it's not going to run up to a point where it is going to blow up your account. If you have a small account, my recommendation for you as a new trader is you need to have a stop point where it might hurt, it might take a decent chunk out of your account, but it's not going to be catastrophic for you. For me, myself, I'm trading positions that are usually maybe somewhere around $5,000 to $10,000. Sometimes I'll take a position maybe $15,000 at the largest in a $60,000 account. So I could usually have a position run against me 400% if I'm in $10,000, and I would still be okay, and I could still weather that down. Now, that's not really great account management, because you will have some of these parabolic runners. You need to know where your out point is if you are shorting a stock. That is something that I think a lot of new traders that are trying to short don't do, and that is something that I am really getting pretty good at. And I've had a really good success rate. So I think I'm sitting right now probably somewhere between 85 to 90% success rate shorting. If you do want to get into the course, if you do want to be in my private mentorship group, if you do want to be in the group where we post our profits daily, where we go over our mistakes that we make, because let's face it, you do make mistakes from time to time. We have a mistakes section. We talk about the things that we are doing wrong. We talk about our profits. We talk about our short positions. We talk about our swing trade section. We talk about so many different things. I mean, such great technical analysis. You have not only myself, but you have so many other traders that are going to be in here. You also have a live chat. So I go live with you guys in this private mentorship as well. And that is kind of the cool thing where you can ask me personal questions, one-on-one, face-to-face, and you also have some other good traders there. So it's just kind of a fun little like party atmosphere, kind of a fun little community to be a part of, and we hope to just continue to grow this. So thank you so much for tuning into Young Money Investments. If you have any more questions about my shorts on OBLN, on BIOC, on any of the tickers that I have been shorting, please leave them down in the comment section. If you have not already, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and I will continue to bring more content your way. That is the only way I know that you're enjoying this content. And let's get some more $5,000 days, baby. We need those $5,000 days. Let's get it. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Talk to you later. Bye.